Alright guys, this video is how to adjust the fuel and timing on Eric's 5.7 chips. This is for the guys that want to race. For you guys that are just driving on the street, just leave it Eric's chip on the default settings. You'll be fine. Just leave it alone. And again, this is for the guys that are racing and they want to adjust fuel and timing. I've got a cheat sheet in my car. Eric sends you directions and all the parameters and everything. But like I said, for a quick reference for me for at the track, I've got everything that's written on a sheet of paper here. You guys can have a look at it. So 1 is wide open throttle fuel. 2 is for your first gear fuel, which handles first and second gear. 3 is your low gear timing. And 4 is your high gear timing. I never touch it. I leave the high gear timing alone. Eric's got it down to a science. I'd recommend leaving it alone as well. So anyway, so we're going to go over the 4 parameters that you can do. First one is wide open throttle fuel. Just let me zoom this in a bit, guys. Okay, so the key has been turned on. So basically what you do is you go over to LV8. Okay, so we're on L8. And with the foot throttle, you press it twice and hold it, and we'll hold it till it comes up to 1, which is wide open throttle fuel. So press, hold. It's come up to 1. Release your foot off the throttle. That's your wide open throttle fuel. Okay, now we're going to go over to BLMs, and it's going to come up on 128. 128 is the default setting that Eric gives you. Now hang on a sec here. Okay, it's BLMs 128. Now, if you want to add fuel, you're going to go higher than 128. I think it goes as high as 152. And if you wanted to remove fuel, you have to bring it down below 128. So, just to show you guys what's going on, if you wanted to add fuel, just press on the accelerator. And the further down to the floor you press it, the faster the numbers will move. But we'll show you really quick. So if you wanted to add fuel, you're going to go up a few points. Watch it go up. I'm pressing on the accelerator. 129, 30. We're adding fuel. Okay, I let my foot off the throttle. Now, if you wanted to remove fuel from high gear, and remember, we're on number 1, this is high gear fuel. If you want to remove it, you got to go below than 128. So we'll hold it to the floor, and I think at 152 it clicks down to 115 or 112 or something like that. And that means you're running leaner and you're pulling fuel. Let's have a look at it here for a sec. Okay, so after 152, it drops down to 102, which means you're removing fuel. The maximum fuel you can remove, you can add 20% or you can remove 20% of fuel. So there you go, guys. It's that easy to do. Once you have the fueling locked into where you want it, how many points you want to pull it, either add or subtract, just turn the key off and it'll shut off and it'll lock in for you. There you go. Just as simple as that, guys. And it all works the same way. Number 2 is your first gear fuel. If you wanted to pull first gear fuel or add first gear fuel, you just go to number 2. So we'll do it again. Turn your key on. And you go over to L8. And 1, 2, 3 on the throttle. So here we go again. 1, 2, hold. And it's going to come up on number 2 for first gear fuel. As soon as it comes up on number 2, let your foot out of the throttle. Okay, there's your first gear fuel, number 2. We go over to BLMs. There's Eric's default setting of 128. So, if you wanted to add first gear fuel, it's the same thing all over again. Press the throttle down, and you see you're adding fuel. And we already did the high gear fuel. Once it gets past 152, it drops off to 102, and you're removing fuel. All right? So we'll do this all over again for the timing. Hang on a sec here. We'll wait till it kicks out. Now, if you wanted to add low gear timing, and I'm going to tell you guys, leave the high gear timing alone. I'm not even going to show you how to do it. You can do it on your own, but Eric has it right. I highly recommend just leaving the high gear timing alone. Low gear timing, I increase it to get the car to come off the line harder. I don't recommend using a much low gear timing that I use. I've been at this for a while. If you're going to do it in very, very small increments. So let's do the low gear timing. Again, it's the same thing. Turn the key on. And we'll go over to L8. And we're looking for number 3 for low gear timing. Same thing again, on the foot throttle. 1, 2, 3, hold it. And we're going to wait for number 3 to come up. Let your foot off the throttle. It's as simple as that. There's your low gear timing. And we'll click over to BLMs. And once you see again, there's Eric's default timing of 128. So say you wanted to add 1 degree of timing. I've got it written down here on my cheat sheet. 131 is 1 degree of timing over and above what Eric uses for default. So we'll just bring it up to 131. Okay, let my foot off the throttle. It's holding at 131. Again, this is low gear timing, guys. If you're going to play with the timing, please do it in very small increments. And whatever you do, leave the high gear timing alone. Eric knows what he's doing. So again, we've added 1 degree of low gear timing. Key off. And it shuts off. It's locked in. Now, if you guys want to go back to the default timings, or fueling and timing and all that, all you have to do is go back to 128 on the defaults. Or if you want to do it real quick, come over to your 12-volt wire for your ECM. Unplug it. And the ECM has no, Eric's chip has no memory. And immediately everything goes right back to defaults again from what Eric set it for you. It's real easy to do. Okay guys, have a good day and thank you for watching. Take care.